Let me tell you about my son, Ryan. His journey through college was pretty much like any other kid's, filled with ups and downs, late night study sessions, and the occasional party. It was during his senior year, though, that he dropped a bombshell on me that would change the dynamics of our family forever. Ryan told me his girlfriend, Shelly, was pregnant. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Now, Ryan's a good kid, responsible, kind-hearted, and a bit naive when it comes to matters of the heart. So, when he shared the news, my first instinct was to ensure he wasn't walking into a situation blindly. I suggested a DNA test, just to be sure. Ryan, bless him, took the advice in stride and got the test done. When the results confirmed he was the father, he didn't hesitate to stand by Shelly and start dating her officially. The first time I met Shelly, I knew we were going to have a rough start. She confronted me about the DNA test, accusing me of thinking the worst of her. I tried to explain it was just a precaution, a standard piece of advice I'd give in any similar situation, but the damage was done. Our relationship started on the wrong foot, and despite her integration into the family, things between us never warmed up. I decided to keep my distance for the sake of peace, being civil at family events, but nothing more. Time passed, and Ryan and Shelly's relationship blossomed into an engagement. That's when things took a turn for the worse. Shelly, for reasons known only to her, began slandering me to anyone who would listen. She painted me as this villain, twisting my words and actions into something sinister. It was like she was on a mission to turn my own family against me. And the sad part was, it was working. My son, caught between his mother and his future wife, felt he had to make a stand. He gave me an ultimatum: apologize to Shelly for things I never said or did, or be barred from their wedding. I was stuck between a rock and a hard place. Apologizing for things I hadn't done would be admitting guilt to lies and slander, but standing my ground meant missing one of the most important days in my son's life. In the end, I chose my integrity, refusing to apologize for offenses I hadn't committed. Consequently, I was uninvited from the wedding. The fallout was immediate and painful. Friends and family turned their backs on me, swallowing Shelly's stories without a second thought. It was a lonely time, filled with a lot of soul-searching and questioning where things went wrong. Then, 2 weeks before the wedding, out of the blue, I received a phone call that would throw everything into even more chaos. It was Shelly's mother, Jen, a woman I had barely interacted with, given my strained relationship with her daughter. Her voice was anxious, laced with an urgency that immediately set off alarm bells in my head. Get in the car and drive to me. It's urgent." "Hey, Yen, what's that?" And then she dropped a bombshell on me. Her words were rushed, urgent, and they carried a weight that I couldn't immediately understand. "We need to cancel the wedding," she said, a statement so bold and out of the blue that it momentarily took my breath away. "I found out Shelly really was lying all this time. I can't allow your son's life to be ruined like this." My heart skipped a beat. "But how?" "The test showed he is the father," I responded, my mind racing through the implications of her words. Jen's next question caught me off guard. "Didn't your son say where they did the test?" I realized then that Ryan had never mentioned specifics, and a sinking feeling began to take hold. Jen revealed something that made the pieces start to fall into place in the most unsettling way. The paternity test. Shelly had arranged it through her father, Jen's ex-husband, a detail that Ryan nor I had been privy to. Jen was convinced the results we'd been shown were fabricated. My heart pounded as the truth began to dawn on me. Ryan had never seen the actual test results, only the conclusions as presented by Shelly's father. The realization hit me like a freight train. We had been deceived on the most fundamental level. In the days that followed, the truth unraveled like a thread pulled from a sweater, undoing the fabric of lies Shelly had woven. It turned out Shelly had been dating multiple guys and got pregnant accidentally. The real father was someone with no means to provide, and somehow, Shelly decided to pin her hopes and future on Ryan, my son, exploiting our family's financial stability. The fallout was devastating. Ryan was heartbroken, his trust shattered by the person he had been ready to build a life with. The wedding was called off, and the family was thrown into turmoil, trying to grapple with the deception and its implications. Shelly, faced with the exposure of her lies, chose to leave, moving in with her father, the same man who had aided her deceit. It was a trying time for all of us, especially for Ryan. Yet, through the storm of emotions and upheaval, there were unexpected silver linings. Jen and I, once at odds because of our children's relationship, found common ground in our mutual concern for our kids' well-being. We started communicating periodically, a connection forged in the fire of our shared ordeal. The aftermath was a period of healing and reflection. Ryan took time to mend, leaning on his family and reevaluating what he wanted for his future. It was a tough lesson in trust, love, and the complexities of relationships. But eventually, he emerged stronger, more resilient, and with a clearer understanding of himself and his values. In the end, life has a way of moving forward, of healing wounds and offering new paths. Ryan found peace, and our family found unity in the face of betrayal. Shelly's departure marked the end of a tumultuous chapter, but for us, it was the beginning of something new. Lessons learned, bonds strengthened, and a future filled with hope.